Hello everybody and welcome to my presentation about Android COVID-19 threats. My name is Lukas and I'm an Android malware researcher at ESET. I have been analyzing Android apps for the last 7-8 years, mainly focusing on Android malware, but also on Android app vulnerabilities. Today, I would like to share you the topic of COVID-19 Android malware. Since last year, would no one expect such presentation being available on a conference, but this year everything has changed for most of us because of the pandemic situation. Not only for us, but also for the bad guys, for the threat actors, since many of them switched from their current campaigns to the new ones, trying to Hello everybody and welcome to my presentation about Android COVID-19 threats. My name is Lukas and I'm an Android malware researcher at ESET. I have been analyzing Android apps for the last 7-8 years, mainly focusing on Android malware, but also on Android app vulnerabilities. Today, I would like to share you the topic of COVID-19 Android malware. Since last year, would no one expect such presentation being available on a conference, but this year everything has changed for most of us because of the pandemic situation. Not only for us, but also for the bad guys, for the threat actors, since many of them switched from their current campaigns to the new ones, trying to exploit vulnerable users on the internet that are searching for the latest news and updates about the victims, about the infection being spread all around the world by distributing fake websites and malware such as coronavirus trackers, fake symptom identifiers, a patch legit apps created by the government or the private sector, fake government websites. And since this is not only about the tracking or heat maps with the COVID, but also staying in touch with our friends, family, colleagues, employees, there were also identified malicious Zoom apps. Actually, this is the first time that I have seen that many different malware types impersonating one topic, coronavirus. In upcoming slides, I will go through different malware types by going through quick analysis, their distribution vector, and functionality examples. I hope this is okay with you. So let's jump into. Let's start with the Android ransomware. This is a new Android ransomware family called Crycryptor. I analyzed that. I found that 2 months ago. It was available through or spread through fake website with the same theme, malicious COVID-19 tracker app, allegedly created by the Canadian government. As you can see, there is a huge logo, a huge button, get it on Play Store. It was not available on Play Store. It is interesting that this campaign started only a couple of days when a Canadian government said it would back up the development of the official legit COVID-19 tracing app. What's the purpose of this app is a file encrypting ransomware. It would encrypt all the files on your device and then left the contact to the author. Now I'll show you how it looks like. Once you download and install and launch the ransomware, it would encrypt all the files in the background and displays a notification. Your personal files were encrypted. Follow C readme_now.txt. Files were encrypted with the or added extension .anc. It encrypts 15 different file types on external media using AES algorithm where it would generate a random key for each device. After the encryption, it would create the text file in every directory and subdirectory on external media, which contains information or contact information to the attacker. I, of course, did contact the malware actor, but I haven't got the reply yet, and it was 2 months ago. During my analysis, I find out that there's some Crycryptor. It's actually open source and it's based on CryDroid, which it's not anymore, available on GitHub. We reported that and it was taken down. I believe not by GitHub, but by the author of the repo itself. When I analyze ransomware or locker on Android, I always try to think about the ways how to retrieve files back to the user or encrypt them. In this case, I was successful since the malware contained a vulnerability in proper export of Android component. It means that the ransomware exported to one service that could be triggered, launched by any third party installed on a device, and this service is responsible for encrypting or decrypting files on a device without knowing the key. And that's what exactly was exploited here. And of course, I created a cry decryptor tool to help the victims. Now I'll show you a quick example how it looked like. Hi there guys, in this video I will going to demonstrate the functionality of the new Android ransomware that was found called Cry Cryptor. In this video I will demonstrate the functionality. I will run it through PROIDEA so we can see which applications or files are changed by the app, and then we will decrypt all the files back using our Cry Decryptor to the user for free. So let me launch the app for the first time using PROIDEA. It requests the user to access to files, of course, and now it goes through files on external media and encrypts them using AES. Personal files were encrypted. Let's see our photos, refresh them, and all of them are encrypted using ANC extension. Now let's launch our Cry Decryptor, and this Cry Decryptor will make the app decrypt files back to user without paying a ransom. Personal files decrypted, refresh, and files are available back again to the user without actually paying a ransom. This Cry Decryptor is available on ESAD's GitHub, so feel free to download that, since if you stumble upon this malware, the threat actor maybe didn't reply to you as well. So if you have your files encrypted, feel free to download that and use that. That was Android ransomware using COVID-19 theme. Now let's move to another category of malware, which is a spyware. I divided that into two categories, the commercial and the open source. So let's start with SpyNode as a commercial one. I believe many of you know that. This spyware family, SpyNode, actually it was leaked. The builder of the SpyNode was leaked. A couple of years, it means that now anyone that has a SpyNode can create this spyware family and distribute it on the internet without actually knowing how a spyware works, Android, or security of the systems. It impersonated WHO. Similar commercial Spy Max, allegedly created by the same author as a SpyNode. This one was distributed through a fake website impersonating pharmacy. Open source, not that popular, Adabot, distributed in the Middle East. Since the pandemic started, we identified two new families. One of them is a Project Spy. This was discovered or analyzed by Trend Micro. New malware family even misuses notification access. Still, this malware works in the background, so users actually see the coronavirus updates. Another one identified by me, I call it Uzbekistan Spy, since it targets some users, people in Uzbekistan. It spies on victims' photos, text messages, contacts. You can take pictures, and it still has the real functionality, displaying the number of cases all around the world. Not that frequently seen malware category, but here it is. SMS worm was also misused in this campaign. This was identified by the Scalar fake website, and bear in mind This was distributed in the beginning of the pandemic situation in March, I guess, where there was a deficit of safety masks. So there was a nice scam to download the app to get safety mask. However, if you download the app, it would immediately launch that. It would immediately send a text message to all your contacts with a predefined text and a URL that either points to this scam or to a malicious app where by downloading and installing that, you spread the scam further. Move to patched apps. Most of them I've seen were patched using a METASPLOIT framework. Many of you, I believe, know that. Clean app is patched by a couple of scripts here and there using a METASPLOIT code, where it could helps the bad guy create either MetaPredator or reverse shell to connect to infected device. Left side is original app created by either government or personal sector in Italy as some COVID-19. It was an app that could help track the COVID-19 positive people, and the right side is the malicious one. You can see the difference between the permissions. There's an interesting story covering this malware since it was one of the first patched with the METASPLOIT. I analyzed that and published quick analysis on Twitter, as well as my fellow researcher, Nikolaus from AWest. And based on that, we see that malware actors are following our work since, as well as Nikos, as well as me, was contacted allegedly by the creator of this malware. And he even calls us mistress. He's really gentleman malware creator. Move forward to adware category, which is typical for many different campaigns, including this one. Adware display unwanted ads, also hidden ads, similar to Joker, that at that time was responsible for ad fraud techniques, clicking on the ads in the background to generate revenue for the developer. Many of them could even hide itself from the user view. Now let's continue with the most dangerous category, in my opinion, which is mobile banking Trojans. Most of them all of them I'll show you were distributed through fake websites impersonating legit services. They were distributed based on my research three families, Cerberus, Anubis, and GINP banking Trojan. They tried to impersonate legit services, as I said, WHO, with a huge button. It's on Play Store. It wasn't. Same in here, we represent WHO. Download our app to see how many deaths were caused by coronavirus. They even included the biohazard logo. Besides those, there were fake websites that represented the government, compensation for the financial loss. They would give you 600 euros if you download the app. Of course, you wouldn't receive any money. You would end up with a malware. This was widely seen theme in different language mutations, Italy, Spain, French, Turkey. Again, the same case scenario, huge button, Google Play Store. I even prepared one case example, how it looks like, how the infection looks like from the victim perspective. I'll show you in upcoming slides. Fake California public health. Do you know how to properly wear a mask? If not, you can watch the video. But first you have to download the media player, which is a malware. Be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Join our research to help fight COVID-19, mostly spread in the United Kingdom. Fake state support for families. Download the app, apply in the app, and you would receive 1,000 Turkish lira, which was approximately 130 euros. Same in here, play button in the domain even go.com, which might apply. This is legit. Fake Italian Ministry of Labor and Social Policies. If you install the app, we will donate 500 euro to the most needy ones. Fake Spain Ministry of Health Social Services installed the app for self-assessment. Same in here. It was a GIMP banking Trojan. Same scam being distributed in Thailand. This one is interesting. Travel permit document. If you want to travel abroad, you need to visit the website, download the app, and apply in our app. I even identified the new banking Trojan called Nautilus, which is actually not that new since it was based on the Anubis source code, which was leaked, Anubis 2.1. Fake websites impersonating Google Play Store and the apps created by the government to track COVID-19. And in here we can see the elementary mistakes and how bad guys try to act really fast, really quickly to distribute the malware when they even misspelled the COVID for COVID. Now I would like to show you an example of infiltration of infection by the user. On the left side, you see a smartphone of the victim. It's my smartphone. On the right side, a burp. It's a proxy to intercept the traffic communication, network communication from the device to server and vice versa. Once you click on the Play Store button, it will download the app, not from Play Store. User needs to manually install that. And now you can see there's a app named 20 GB, which is a huge red flag. But even though it says 20 GB, over 170 people really installed this application. Once you open that, for most of the times, like 99% the banking Trojan I just show you, there is a request to activate accessibility services. And once this is done, malware takes control over the infected device to perform different variations such as clicks. Now it by itself deactivates Google Play Protect. Now it gathers information from the device, such as what kind of device it is, where it's situated, what apps are installed, is there some targeted like banking app, financial app, and sends the information to the CNC server. CNC sends back response to activate all the necessary permissions by itself, again misusing accessibility services. Send text messages, access contacts, access to external storage, and more. Again, tries to deactivate by itself Play Protect and activates notification access. By doing that, it can bypass SMS two-factor authentication as well as read notifications coming from your bank and kill them. In the case, well, you just sent them 100 euros to some account, this notification will be immediately killed by the malware. Now the question is how I know that there were over 170 infected devices. When I did the analysis of the CNC server, it was accessible without any authentication. It means that I found a couple of logs, and these logs represented 170 devices being connected to the CNC as a victim devices. Now let's move to the last category or subcategory, which is Zoom app. As I said, to staying in touch with other people. Bad guys again misused this as well. This was, by the way, identified by Bitdefender. They identified the Zoom application being patched with a METASPLOIT and injected the code responsible for allowing metaparameter or reverse shell communication for the bad guy. It means that the fake Zoom app actually worked. You can make calls, but in the background, the attacker has control over your device. Same patch app with the advert displaying unwanted ads, as well as hidden ad, which is responsible for ad frauds. Means clicking on ads in the background to generate revenue for the developer. Let's go through a quick recap. This happened really fast, and bad guys acted really quickly to adapt, to switch from their campaigns to something new, because they knew there's a lot of vulnerable users, consider at the beginning of the pandemic situation, that would like to know the updated information about the COVID-19. For me, it was a cluster of threats that I haven't seen before, joining into one malware impersonating one theme. Most of them were distributed through fake websites or text messages, and there was most of them, I would say, banking Trojan represented by the Cerberus or Anubis banking Trojan. Since many of us still work from home because of the outbreak, I do as well, we spend much more time online cruising the internet, shopping, and searching for the latest updates about coronavirus. And these times, we are more vulnerable to visit shady websites where we might end up downloading malicious apps impersonating legitimate services. As you have seen in the slides before, people do that. Because of that, I advise you to download apps only from Google Play Store. And if you stay home, stay safe. Thank you very much for your time. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, thank you very much. Bye.